What's up, small fries? I'm Sera and I hope you liked the video. Howdy, small fries! This video was a long time coming, but I got caught up in making other semi-related videos. Today we're talking about a fourth kind of original species group, RRPGs. Numerous times before I mentioned the kinds of original species, open, restricted, and closed. And we now have RRPGs. I say now, but RRPGs actually have existed as long as closed species have, and often get confused with closed species, which is why I previously listed them as a closed species in other videos. But as I played, made videos about them, I realized that they're deserving of their own category. So let's start by explaining what an RPG is, by explaining what it's not. An open species is an original species that has little to no rules and no enforcement from the creator, meaning you can make one if you want, and you can break the rules if you want, and still participate in these communities. Examples would be Dutch Angel Dragons, Protogen, and my species, Saurian and Myconians. Closed species are original species that have rules, and if you want to be a member of that community, you're expected to follow them. You can break rules if you want, or even steal characters or make one without permission, but you'll likely not be recognized as a real member by anyone who participates in these communities. Some people don't care about that, but like I've said in the past, if you don't like closed species, shut up and let people have their fun. Your opinion isn't always wanted, nor needed. Just because the internet has trained you to think that your opinion is always important and is always valuable and is always worth spotlighting and putting attention on, it's not. You're not convincing closed species participants to quit, and they're not convincing you to join. So cram it. Typically, closed species will have special ways of getting the character, but typically, you can't join these communities without buying a character or paying for a make-your-own slot. Restricted species is somewhere in between these two, and are typically closed species for people who are too cowardly to have to defend being a closed species. Now, often RRPGs is very conflated or confused with closed species. This is because original species RRPGs, you're expected to be a member of the community in order to play the game. For games to work, you have to have rules, which means restricting access to some content. All games restrict content from you in the beginning until you're more experienced with the game to get more. For example, in Team Fortress 2, you may have all the characters and basic weapons unlocked from the beginning, but additional weapons you unlock through play, finishing achievements, and buying them from the store. You don't always have everything available from the beginning. If you were to play Call of Duty, you would level up and unlock more guns. In RPGs, you make a character and play the game to get in-game money and rewards to upgrade your character with new traits. For example, in mine, Nomcromancy, you can make your first character for free and get access to any of the common traits to put on that character. To get more traits, you draw art, usually in the form of gift art, fan art, or by participating in themed events. Like for Christmas, I had people invent items and draw them being gifted by their character to another character. Once you turn some art in, you get some items back, and the items can be traded for more traits and other rewards. It's completely free to play, but with some monetization options for people who want to help me keep the game running. But you don't need to pay to join. Think of it like Neopets, but you play with art instead of playing Extreme Potato Counter. And in a world where Neopets is in the state that it is, it's definitely in a state. These RPG groups may be a better way to play Neopets than actually playing Neopets. The difference here between closed species and RRPGs is that closed species are closed for arbitrary reasons or to make money. RRPGs are typically closed off, but in the form of closing off a lot of stuff because it's a game and we want you to unlock stuff like you would in a video game. Technically, my species is open. You can make a Nomling right now with common traits and that's it. But to get the most out of the game, you're going to want to play. And God forbid, socialize and make friends. But another cool thing about RRPGs is just like a video game, we each have our own way of doing things. For example, the host of Nomcromancy is the site Paper Demon, and they have their own game where you bring in your own character and have them go on D&D style adventures. In mine, you're creating a monster, and soon you'll be able to fight other monsters. All the while, you'll level up and evolve your creatures, making it stronger and cooler. In Crater, Stars of Mysteries, you play Fakemon or Pokemon in a D&D style campaign, and you interact with the game through art. Like, if you want to hatch an egg, you draw your character caring for the egg. In Dragons of Akela, you make dragons and you go on adventures. In a closed species group that isn't an RPG, you swipe your credit card and get a character, and that's usually it. So, I really don't know how these two ever got confused, other than I'm guessing some closed RPG creator forgot the RPG part in their name, and people thought that was just another kind of closed species community. RPGs are games. It's in the name, art role-playing game. And if you want to try one out, you can join mine. It's called Nomcromancy, and we have 120 members with an active and collaborating Discord. Make art, get gift art, and level up your nom and your art. I'm also working on adding merit into the game, so soon there'll be a second species to unlock and level up. You can join by going to paperdemon.com, scroll down, and click Nomcromancy. Once you make a Paper Demon account, you can join us in the Discord or play it all in your browser without ever having to join the Discord. That's it for this one. If you have any questions about how stuff works, ask in the comments, and I read all my comments still, so I'll definitely see it. I'll see you all later, and keep it shrimple.